All right, Blair's Breakdown is back. It's Gillette Stadium, and this place is sick. Now, if you look at the schedule, this is how it normally works. We normally go Gillette and then MetLife, and they go back and forth, but because of 2020, we didn't end up coming here that year. So it's been since 2018 since we've been in this building. If you guys remember what happened on that night or late afternoon, go look it up. It was wild. We're going to have some fun today. We're going to talk to some of the riders and then do something a little bit different, kind of taking it old school 2021. We can't get on the track after the racing because of schedule constraints, but we can get on the track after today's press day, so show you a little bit on what these guys will be racing on tomorrow. So let's go have some fun and talk to the guys. But right now, let's take a look at the whoops before they ride, because I don't think they're going to end up in this set. There's been kind of a debate online. Are the whoops really that big this year? What's the difference? You hear about loader build and dozer build, what the difference is. I can tell you right now, the gaps on this one are not as big as I've seen the last few weeks, but they're really, really steep. I'm not exactly sure what equipment they used. I'll find out, but let's take a walk and show you some of the depths here. Now, I'm not the biggest human, but this still shows you how big these things are. Look at this one. And here's why. Okay, so check this out. The reason why these guys haven't been able to jump as much this year is because of the way, come on up here. I want to see this bottom. See how sharp it is at the bottom? It takes a lot of dig on the top to fill these bottoms in to make them jumpable. And that's why we haven't seen as much of that this year. The bottoms are so V'd out, and then the back side of the whoops are so much thicker this year that it's not really folding into the next one. So I still think that could possibly happen depending on the dirt and how soft it is, but give you a little better idea on why we haven't been jumping this year, because these things are steep, they're V'd at the bottom, and they're pretty thick on the back side. So they look good for now. All right. Let's go talk to Eli Tomac. All right, so while we were walking over to the riders, a rider fell into my trap, and now he has to talk to me. What's up, Vince? How are we?
Oh, doing all right. Checking out the whoops here.
We're on the 450 this week.
We are.
How's the back and forth?
I'm getting confused sometimes, like which time I go down for the practice and the night show stuff, but it's been enjoyable. It's kept the monotony away, like during the week. I'm sure you know, like same test track, same bike. 17 weeks in a row, it gets old, but keeps it fresh.
So big power difference, obviously. My thought would be the rhythm sections is like the first couple laps, getting that timing right. Which one's harder to get the timing? Is the 450 hard because of all that power, or the 250 you got to be more aggressive?
Probably a little bit more difficult for me to get on the 250 and figure it out. You just got to keep the thing wide open everywhere and on the limiter. But man, I was kind of joking with the guys this week. It's like every time I either clip something or overshoot something. Like my ankles, my knees haven't got a chance to like fully heal up. They're just constantly casing, overshooting, week in and week out. But I'm getting the hang of the switching thing now that we're a couple weeks.
Now that it's about over?
Yeah, we're getting close.
So everything worked out this year pretty rad. You got a podium. Mitchell got a podium. You guys have both had good 450 results on the opposite coasts. I mean, take me back to the beginning when this whole idea was kind of, offered to you. I know at first it was like, what? But now that we've done it, did this turn out pretty dang good or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have planned it any better. I didn't want to do it at first. Obviously, I think I've told you that before. I was pretty upset and just like, really? Like, you're going to drop me back down in the 250? But now, battling for podiums and heat race wins and everything else, it's been enjoyable. It's kept a spark. It has been tough, man. Like, mentally, I'm getting a little bit worn out at this point. I probably shouldn't say that. Some of my guys I got to race here still.
Shh.
Yeah, it's definitely just – I put a lot of pressure on myself when I dropped down to the 250 class to try to get on the podium or try to get, like Seattle was the heat win, which was huge, which was a goal. And then obviously before that, A3 was – the podium was a goal, and so that's mentally just a lot of pressure each time. And we only got really one more. We got Denver, and then we got the shootout, and the shootout's almost like a 450. It's tougher. Last week that shootout was tougher than a 450 main event, but yeah, it's been fun. Back and forth, kept it fresh, but I'm ready to hit the beach this summer and let my mind take a little break and my body heal up. And
We talked earlier in the year on one of these shows, and you were talking about your summer body that you had to trim down. So take me into the future. July, August, is the summer body, the big, bulky 450 body coming back, or do we got to keep it tight for 2023? What's going on here?
Yeah, we never know. I'll probably keep it a little tighter this summer.
Just in case.
Yeah, probably keep it a little tighter because we're not sure of the plans yet. But I just enjoy lifting weights, and I don't enjoy cardio as much, so it kind of naturally just bulk up a little bit. But I'll stay on the cardio. I play a lot of golf, so I figured maybe I'll just walk the course a little bit more than riding the cart. It's easy to say now, I guess, when I'm there.
Yeah, we'll see on day 2.
Yeah, there's a case of beers and a golf cart sitting there, or there's a push cart and a pair of tennis shoes. See what I pick.
When you choose the cart, just remember this conversation when you said you were going to maybe walk it, because I don't think you're going to.
Yeah, I might once or twice, but.
All right, well, good job this season. Good luck the rest of the year. Well, it looks like another one has walked into my trap. Not you. You've already been on the show. Yeah. Steve Mathis making his debut on Blair's Breakdown.
Oh, what's Blair's Breakdown?
That's just a YouTube hit, a YouTube hit.
Oh, okay. I'm honored. That's
you're on it. So tell me, break these whoops down for me.
Well, the last time we were here, 2018, got really soft, really ruddy. So I predict this looks like the same type of dirt, so I think it ends up the same way. If you look, the guys have already been riding, and the turn before the finish is super ruddy and soft. So I think these will be a non-factor, Daniel. Perfect for like if you were racing.
Are you trying to take my job as the trackside reporter and analyst right now? Is that what this is? This like your audition tape to take my job?
No, it's called Blair's Breakdown, so I was like breaking it down.
I feel like this was a subliminal move to get in on the night program and take my job. You know, I got kids and I got mouths to feed, so just can we lay back a little bit on this?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how this is going to break down. Can you tell me how it's going to break down? See, that's how it works.
Last time in 2018 we were here. It was pretty soft, as you could see, the corner before the finish line.
Yeah, that's what we do on Blair's Breakdown.
Just copy what you say.
No, that's fine.
Tell me about. How about this? We'll come at it from a different angle.
Okay.
Season's almost done. We're wrapping it down. Where does this one rank for you? What stands out when we look back on 2022? What are you gonna remember?
You know what? I'm gonna remember. Okay, do we think that Tomac clinches this because he hasn't done it yet? But I think he's going to.
If he beats Anderson, I think that's it. That's kind of the math.
Okay, outside of a massive upset.
Like the tough block just running into our camera guy?
You almost lost the camera guy.
Dude, I would have to call HR after that, man. God, come on, Mewy.
I will remember this as the year of Eli Tomac's redemption. The gamble that Star bet on him paid off. The gamble that the Tomacs took in taking less money from Star than they were reportedly offered at Kawasaki worked. He looks better than ever. If you predicted him to win this many races in the championship, you're a liar. And this is what I'll remember. Like, wow, 29 years old, oldest Supercross champ ever. What a gamble the team took. What a gamble Eli and John took. And damn it paid off.
It did pay off, huh? And I'll look back on this too. And does this one for you feel different than even 2020? This one feels. I'd have to look back and look at the numbers, but it feels more dominant than 2020.
No, absolutely. More dominant. I think in 2020, he still had some of those rides that made us shake our heads. Yeah. He hasn't had one of those rides this year. He's looked better than ever. So I agree, better than 2020. And you know what? Remember, too, that was COVID cross. He's going to get to celebrate this in front of fans, and that really means something. I mean, that was what the time we were going through was, the time that it was, and I get it, but this is going to feel so much sweeter.
Can I selfishly throw out a request to the Moto gods? I want Eli to clinch next week in Denver. Can you imagine how loud that building will be if he gets to clinch there and not here?
Louder than the LCQ Yamaha Challenge race?
Probably a little loud. How many fans are going to be in there for that one?
Yeah, I think 30. No.
Those 30 might be loud, though.
I mean,
but really, how cool that building, dude! It might shake.
Right. Well, I was listening to Main Event Moto this week, and the guys.
No, you weren't.
The guys there were talking about it too. That they were super stoked to see him do it in Denver. So I'm gonna go with those guys. They're the experts.
Steve Mathis, my gosh, he's got jokes. All right, have fun.
You haven't been riding in a while, huh?
I have not been riding in a while. This double looks dangerous to me. You're good with it? You're pretty decent rider, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it's my first time here, so I'm not just kidding.
No, it's actually, last time we were here,
yeah,
50,000 people, they let you know that you were number one that night, I think.
How many, you think?
Yeah, I think every one of them was pretty upset.
All of them?
All of them.
Dang it.
Number one.
Yeah, well, number one. 4 years later, what do you think?
Ooh, do you think they'll remember?
The one thing Tomac cannot do is slip up and make a mistake. Oh, Moosecat goes right into him, takes him to the ground.
I think so. Yeah.
Opening ceremonies. What's the? Are we getting cheers or boos?
I don't know. I've had great support. Just to be honest, even though 4 years ago it was rough, but I always got great support. And this year's been good, so we'll see.
It was like right around here, where everything happened, kind of right here-ish.
I think so.
Hey, I'm just playing with you.
Right here, over
Right there. Okay. How you feeling? So St. Louis was, dude, it was awesome. Last week had that big crash in the Star. I know you would have loved to just get another good one, but are we going to bounce back here? Because I feel like your momentum is just going right now. You're riding great.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, St. Louis was just unbelievable, and I enjoyed it so much. And I knew, obviously, to go into Atlanta would have been a lot different at that type of track, conditions, and the whole day was just weird and different schedule. But anyway, no excuses. You know, I just didn't deliver a good riding. Even though practice I was third, it was good, but even the heat race and the main, I was just not there. And yeah, just different track. It's kind of weird going from St. Louis to Atlanta for me. You know, it's the same for everybody, but now we're back into a normal Supercross.
This layout's cool too. It's. We talked on the podium at St. Louis, and you said, make it busier. I want more obstacles. Like you like that. I mean, I haven't seen you ride yet, but this looks way busy. Like that back rhythm. Do you feel like this is kind of a little bit more in that zone? You know, tighter, technical, slower mile per hour, busy.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's long lanes, but still a lot of jumps. St. Louis, I liked it how you go under the tunnel and that a lot of 180s into the sand section. So it was really busy and obviously a lot slower. I don't know if I failed or anybody wants to see more speed. Obviously, we had speed in Atlanta. We want different tracks, but to me, yeah, it's cool when it's technical and like St. Louis.
Last question for you. Pro Motocross Championships coming up here in a little bit. Is it weird to not have that on the horizon? Just know that it's coming. You know, right now is that weird transition period, right? A little bit of both, but is it weird not getting ready for that or starting to think about that series?
Of course it is. When I look back, I never missed an outdoor season in 12 years since I moved to America. So pretty cool to see that. I've had a lot of good seasons, and but at this stage of my career, I think it's good to do that and to have the opportunity to have with Redwood KTM a Supercross only, and then see what we can do next year.
Well, congratulations on the season, dude. It's been awesome. Got that win too, and maybe another one before we close this thing down. Yeah,
I mean, those ones are really tough to get, that's for sure. And my goal right now, of course, it's always winning. But hey, competition stuff, that's for sure. And I just want to be competitive and show that I am competitive and be out there and battling for podiums is always cool and reward. You know, everybody that's been working hard for me.
Marvin Muscan, 3 to go. Here we go. Ryan Brees, privateer, legend. I'm so proud of you, dude. Absolutely crushing it this year. What's been the big difference, to be honest? I haven't actually had a chance to talk to you one-on-one, but, dude, you look just different this year, motivated, fit, aggressive. What's the change?
First of all, thank you, dude. It's cool to see that you guys are noticing, but, you know, I had a whole entire shift last year, and we just kind of went back to the basics and wanted to start from square one. Like, let's get fit. Let's manually yank these guys off the deal and try to push some limits here. Let's get something going.
What's the best result now? What is the best number?
10.
10? Dude, I mean, just think about that. Top 10 in a Supercross. Obviously, you always dream for good results and those types of numbers, but now that you've done it feels surreal a little bit, dude. A top 10 in a 450 Supercross.
Yeah, it's starting to give me that motivation and confidence that, like, if you put yourself in that good position, that's where you belong. So, yeah, it's cool. Like, obviously, some guys are out right now, but I'm taking full advantage of what I can right now. So, yeah, if I can put myself in a good position, I think my confidence is there. Let's just keep on driving throughout the whole entire main.
Is this part of like a building program? I mean, for me, I had a year like this back in 08, 09, where 08 was like a relaunch, and then 09 was the one. So is this for you like a building block to 2023 and like what would be maybe a next step for you next year?
I would like to think so. And as far as the basics go, it's starting to be that way. So we want to conquer a few more things and get a little bit more setting on the bike down, and then we can go from there. But right now, I'm just so focused on this season to finish out some strong stuff, and hopefully it'll bring me some opportunities for next year, and we can get going on this thing.
During the summer, do you plan on hitting every single fair race in the United States and dominating it like the last couple summers?
Yeah, that's the only way that the 200 can get around, a 3-digit.
That's how 200 races all year.
I think so, man. Forget the outdoors. Let's go fairing.
What's the first one for you? Do you have anything on your schedule, or is it like a hush-hush, don't want people to know about? Because when I was doing the fair stuff, dude, it was like, shh, don't tell anybody where the good money races were.
Yeah, that's kind of like the basics, but the first one is going to be in Quebec City, so we got to travel over there, and then we'll just start the regulation.
Ryan Brees, guys, top 10er in the 450 class and unsatisfied. I love it. All right, here we go. Back for another week. First off, 6 shades, bro.
They're stunners, huh?
They look pretty good. Why you letting Chad Reed off the hook, dude?
What do you mean? On what?
The record, bro. Come on, you know I'm coming to talk records. Come on, can we put Chad out of his misery already?
I still have 3 more tries.
I mean, he's hanging on for each week, but God, can we just put him out to pasture already?
I'm trying you, man. And then of course I was last week. That should have been my track, but after that heat race, I kind of tamed.
You had a swap in that heat race, and then how did you think to pull the tear off immediately?
That was my way just to be like
the move on.
Yeah, move on. Yeah, just like, all right, this is heat race. Dude, just calm down.
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with just one record, and I'll leave you alone. But you have to answer. It's a trivia question. When was the last time? What year and who was the rider? The last time someone clinched 2 rounds early. Year and. Come on, man. We're playing a real game of trivia here.
I grabbed it and I'm like, oh no.
2 rounds early and what?
Who was the rider and what year that they clinched 2 rounds early?
Well, did Dunge do it? Well, yeah. I mean, I guess Villapoto. Wait, it was Villa?
Villapoto.
I already said it, but
Yeah, you guys.
I thought it was gonna be a trick question.
What year was it?
You ruined the whole show, dude. Ruined the whole show. It was 14. It was Villapoto. Can you get it? Can we get it tomorrow?
Yes!
Well, yeah, we can get it. We're lining up.
Can you
right?
take out Antic Nap in his heat race?
Oh god.
Maybe I should.
Oh hell
Hey,
no.
I would say practice, but you're still in the B group, so.
Oh no. Hey, am I in A now? I thought I was A.
I'm gonna go talk to the AMA. You're staying in B. All right. I want to show you guys these rhythm sections because I think they're 2 of the cooler rhythms I've seen this year. So I thought I'd bring you up here. We'll just do some raw footage and watch the guys. But looks like they're coming out of the corner, 3 on. Then they're jumping off, and I'm wondering if they're gonna get all the way over that second tabletop and then double out. But I'll just lay out. You guys watch for a bit. All right, so first thing, I don't talk about this enough, and I should. Press day is pretty cool when you get to see the best Supercross riders in the world figure out a new Supercross track, and as you can see from some of those raw cuts right there, Tomac makes a little mistake. It's just rad when you see the best riders in the world figure it out because they make little mistakes. They come up short, they go a little long, and watching them fine-tune the rhythms and try different things, it's pretty cool. It's kind of underrated. One of the coolest parts of Supercross is watching Tomac, Sexton, Anderson learn a brand new track. So fun to watch. All right, let's pivot though. 250 guys are on the track right now, and I thought we'd focus on something a little more unique. Right here you see a triple and a turn. No big deal. Y'all seen that a million times. But again, I'm going to lay out. I want you guys to focus on the braking ability. I think it's underrated how good these guys are at braking too. We're always focused on their flash, right, and how low they stay and how they blitz whoops. But when you have to land off a triple like that, make the inside, the amount of braking technique that they need right there is so incredible, and it doesn't get talked about enough. So I'm going to lay out. Let's just focus on these guys landing up this dry triple landing, making that corner with perfect brake technique. All right, guys, that's Blair's breakdown from Foxborough. We'll see you next week in Denver. Before we go, though, I want to show you one more rhythm section because this is the track of rhythms. So check this one out. They're not riding it today, but super peaky, tall jumps. Love the track in Foxborough.